So Florida will take the timeout here with 1:38 to go in the third period. 4-3 Oilers. Edmonton has led virtually the entire game. Connor Brown opened the scoring with a shorthanded goal. And when Hyman had one rattle off him on a absolute bomb from Bouchard, it was 2-0 power play goal early in the second. McDavid followed that 3 minutes later, going short side on Bobrovsky. Edmonton in total command at 3-0. But a turnover by the Oilers in their own zone led to Matthew Tkachuk's first goal of the final, 3-1. Then Corey Perry, off a brilliant individual effort from Connor McDavid, tapped home his first of the playoffs, and the Oilers seemingly back in control at 4-1. 14 seconds later, Rodriguez himself scored on a rebound. And when Ekman Larsson, 4 minutes into the third period, scored, it's now the current 4-3. Draisaitl on the faceoff. Nugent-Hopkins and Janmark stationed in the slot. Draisaitl against Reinhart, who won the faceoff for Florida. 6-on-5, shot from the point. A save made by Skinner. The rebound, Nugent-Hopkins able to get it clear.
Edmonton lucky that
Tkachuk took the initial shot and now fires it back in. Ekholm up the left-hand side. Barkov. A clear, Draisaitl, and lifted out safely by Nugent-Hopkins. Race for the puck. Janmark won it. Bumped it off the goal post. And the Oilers come within an eyelash of putting Game 5 away. Here's Reinhart shooting it in the other way with 1 minute to play in Game 5 of the final. Ekman Larsson watches as Ekholm blasts it through Reinhart. And that puck apparently popped out of play. The faceoff will be held in the Oilers zone with exactly 60 seconds remaining in the third period, and Edmonton 1 minute away from getting its second win of this Stanley Cup final and becoming only the second team in the last 8 decades to force a Game 6 of a Stanley Cup final when trailing 3-0. Barkov against Adam Henrique to Stuart Skinner's right-hand side. Ekholm, Bouchard, Hyman, and McDavid out. That's the 6-on-5. Florida has Barkov out there with Bennett,
now
Tkachuk, Ekman Larsson, Verhaeghe, and Reinhart. And now McDavid will take the draw instead of Henrique, who's chased out. McDavid against Barkov. Face-off won by Barkov. Reinhart shovels it down low. Sam Bennett, 50 seconds to go. Edmonton 4, Florida 3. Bouchard cuts it off. Henrique slashes at it once, twice. Still not out of the zone, and now flipped into the Oiler bench area where Calvin Pickard, who has not seen action since Game 5 of the Vancouver series, makes a nice catch and hands to head equipment manager Jeff Lang with 44 seconds to go in the third period, and Edmonton clinging to a 4-3 lead.
Now Leon comes out to take the draw instead of Henrique.
McDavid and Hyman stacked in the slot. Bouchard and Ekholm. Face-off cleanly won by Draisaitl against Reinhart, and it's cleared through the middle. 2 bounces for Reinhart. Played ahead for Sam Bennett, and he'll shoot it in. Skinner to knock it down with 30 seconds to go. Turned it over. Snapped toward the net. That was deflected. Up on the plexi. Panthers lose the battle, and Hyman was able to lift it behind Matthew Tkachuk. It's heading for the empty net, and Tkachuk brushed it off the goal line. Rebound, McDavid fires and scores, and there will be a Game 6 of the Stanley Cup final. McDavid said it, and now he's delivered. Edmonton dragging Florida all the way back to Alberta.
Well, what a play. First by Janmark, he hits the post, and then Hyman finds a way to get it to the net. And brilliant defensive play by the Matthew Tkachuk. Sells out, pulls it out of the net, but Connor McDavid, with the presence of mind, he picks up the loose change and deposits the puck home. That's a 2-goal, 4-point performance from Connor McDavid. And with the Oilers' season on the line and back-to-back nights, the world's best player has 8 points for the Edmonton Oilers.
And he's got 42 in the playoffs, 5 shy of the league record. That was some play by Matthew Tkachuk, going belly down to wave it off the goal line. I think the official time on that empty netter by McDavid will be 1941. And it's been since 1942 the one and only time a team rallied from 3-0 down in the Stanley Cup Final. Now there's a rat on the ice, a second rat. They're going to scoop him up. The Oilers win the center ice draw. Janmark able to protect, send one slithering back down low in the Florida zone, and get ready for a 6-hour flight. The Florida Panthers are heading back west, and they'll have a third crack at winning the franchise's Stanley Cup, the first time ever, but Edmonton has denied Florida again. The Panthers won't clinch on home ice, and now the mood and the entire atmosphere of this Stanley Cup final has decidedly swung in Edmonton's favor. The Oilers mob Stuart Skinner, and they gleefully head to their dressing room knowing their season has been extended by another 72 hours, a time frame which figures to weigh far more heavily on Florida than Edmonton. The final score tonight, 5-3. McDavid 2 goals and 2 assists, including an empty netter to seal the deal.
What a performance. I mean, and you nailed it, Jack. He has dragged the Panthers back to Alberta. Unbelievable performance tonight. You need your best players to be your best players, and we saw it. No question about it.
And for the second straight game, Bob, we talked about this heading into Game 4. At some point in this series, Stuart Skinner was going to have to out